To my fellow BNI networkers, esteemed colleagues, and invited guests. Strap in and turn up the volume because I'm about to introduce a man who's been rocking the banking world for over 3 decades. He is a finance virtuoso with a rhythm in his soul, currently shredding financial complexities at US Bank. Meet David Figurate. Starting his career on the front lines as a college student teller back in '88, David climbed the charts of banking roles from teller to personal banker, from manager to a multi-branch frontman, orchestrating financial services with a rock star flair. His journey through the industry took a major leap forward when he joined US Bank through a merger, fine-tuning his expertise in the vibrant scenes of Southern Oregon before landing in our spotlight here in Portland. Offstage, David swaps his financial instruments for a guitar, jamming out to original tracks with his youngest son and providing that his talent knows no bounds. Achieving the rank of Eagle Scout, David is as comfortable at a live concert as he is in a board meeting. He recently celebrated a new chapter in his life, marrying the love of his life and honeymooning across the romantic landscape of France and Spain. With 3 children who shares his beats and music, cooking, and fitness, David's life is a full ensemble of harmony, passion, and success. So let's give it up for the man who balances the scales of finance and fun, the rock and roll banker himself, David Figurate. David, the mic is yours. I will give you a 2-minute warning.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And while we're getting this together, you have my contact information on the screen. So if you're looking to connect with me, and I hope you are, you may not feel that right now, but by the end, I'll put it up again, and it's always in the BNI information on our website. So what we're looking to do today is get a little glimpse of David. Thank you very much, Thomas. You did a great job with that. Also have some information up here. You'll see my sons. They're not really boys anymore. They're young men between 27, 29, and 31. Those are up in the top right-hand corner. That was our boy band days. Not really, but it was something we had fun with. My spouse, that's Isabella, next to me right there. I cover downtown Portland, so there's 5 branches of US Bank there, and we're looking to vacation in Portugal as often as we can. Playing in Psycho Slacker has been a great experience. Always looking to get out there and rock and roll. So, hey, if you're playing guitar or bass or drums, let's jam. Get a hold of me. Let's do it. TV show, hey, Only Murders in the Building. It's the binge worthy right now that I'm dealing with. I love it. Anyway, building relationships through life stages, meeting people where they're at, whether their business is less than 2 years, more than 2 years, transitioning out of a business. We want to have a conversation with you. And that's where bringing my BNI family to them also helps. Having Greg, Levi for taxes, having Dina for the bookkeeping, whether they need HR fractionalist or IT support with Kathleen, Thomas, Jeremy with marketing, Emily with DEI, Fletch and Ricky, even though he's left, still in our hearts, we're talking about insurance and benefits for them. Chris and Iggy for doing their coaching, and you want to be able to bring the full family, even up to the point of transitioning out of it with Ryan Myers. So the power team is in full effect. We want to make sure that we're doing everything we can because, let's be honest, failure rate for businesses is really high, unfortunately. And what we're trying to do is lower that number. And while, okay, only 25% make it past 10 years, we want to increase that number. And that's through conversation and coming alongside to help them. Having a good team and partners can definitely help with that. So what are some things that they can look out for? I'm not going to go through each one of these because I don't have the time, but these are the things that we look at. How do you fund your business? Getting those trusted experts like we just spoke about. That's in your 0 to 2 years. 2 years, okay, you got to manage some cash flow as you always do. Marketing your business. That's where the other partners come in. How do they get money in? How do they send it out? How do they do it efficiently? Being prepared for emergencies, that's going to be your cash. How do you have that emergency cash stash to be able to make sure that you can weather the storms? You also have over 2 years, and there's a whole lot of room in between that 2+ years and the transition out of your business possibly, but always recruiting, retaining employees, testing new ideas, being innovative, being able to pivot. Because sometimes, hey, COVID throws a wrench in things, and you better pivot or you're not going to be around. So one of those things that we look at in the transitions and all of these things have in common is how can you partner with your bank? How can you partner with the people that are going to get you what you need? And I'll be the first one to say, hey, no bank is everything to every business. There isn't, and this was going to be the trivia question. There's not actually one bank that's in all 50 states. Not one. Chase is close at 49 or 50 or 49 or 48, depending on the statistic, but 36 is the next closest. So not all things to all people. So each lender looks at things differently, and that's what we're going to be talking about. Now, be aware that there's a whole lot of information on the next slides. We're going through them, but you'll have these for later to talk through and look and have a one-on-one with your favorite banker, me. So there's 5 C's. One of them is character. This is what we consider is your general credit worthiness. First thing to look at is, do you pay on time? And the thing that we look at is your credit report. If your credit report isn't where you want it to be, get a copy of it annually at annualcreditreport.com. It's free. There are other places, but that's what we recommend. Business credit scores. Everybody looks at it a little bit differently. 680, 700, depending on a couple of things and different places. That's what we look at. If it's higher, great. Better chance to get it in this one area. If it's lower than that, still might be a possibility, but it depends. Next one, capacity and cash flow. This is what we live on. If the cash flow isn't there, then you can't repay the loan. What do we look at is tax returns. We use certain things and we don't use certain things. And this is where a different mix of banking institutions might be a great way to know and learn about how each of them do it. And what happens at US Bank happens at US Bank. Doesn't happen everywhere else. So that's why I want to expand my network to be able to know other bankers in the area to be able to help. Because if I can't help, I don't want to just say no and go on to the next. Go ahead and let's get you connected with this other person that can help you as well, including even Chris, who has alternate financing. You may not know that. Have a one-on-one with him. It's great. Next one, conditions. This is what's happening in the economy, what's happening in the business itself. What about the industry itself? We're going to look at those things. Trucking, there are certain things that are perennial that have issues. Some do well and some go through up and downs. Trucking right now is struggling because Yellow went through bankruptcy. That caused ripples even 3+ years ago. So here we are. What's happening in the economy that's going to affect what's happening with you? We pay attention to that. Collateral. Is there something that we're using to secure a loan? The obvious one is either real estate or automobiles, vehicles, equipment, those type of things. We can use accounts receivable and inventory. If there's no security, then you're looking at unsecured. But the rates and underwriting, even for the different types of collateral, are different between the two. And 3 and 4, all of them are different. So you may get approved for one, but then not for the other. That's where having a business professional in your banking world helps. The last thing, capital. Do you have a cushion to be able to fall back on if something goes sideways? You can see that in there. 70% of small business owners use personal savings to start their business. How do they keep it going? No statistic there. Is that from operations? Are they just throwing good money after bad? Do they look at their financial statements to see where they're actually at? That's why it's going to make sense to have that person work with you. If you're not looking at how your business is partnering with the right person, whether it's an accountant, whether it's a bookkeeper, banker, attorney, or somebody else, they need to actually look at that, because all of these things play into that type of thing. I've been in this game for 30 plus years. This is my 36th year. And you've seen a lot of stuff. I've met a lot of people, and it's about the story and the connection that we have to be able to make sense of what they need to do, where they want to go, whether I can help them or I can connect them to the people that can help them, whether it's straightforward banking or if it's a little bit different, a little bit off because they don't fit the banking model. Hey, we're here to help people where they are, not just because I say you want to bank with me. And that's my mantra as we go through this thing called life.